My 24 male wife, 25 female, decided to leave me because she felt like she couldn't spend enough time with her family, need an outside opinion. Long story short, my wife of 2 years and girlfriend of 7 years decided to leave me because she couldn't spend enough time with her family. For 3 years, we lived in another city. Everything was amazing, just amazing. We got along, no fights, no arguing, but then we decided to get married and move back in our hometown. And then things started to go south. Her family had to be involved in everything in our private life, our holidays, our weekend had to be spent at their house, and I started to be annoyed. They even been there when we had to organize the wedding, and I felt like a child, not like a man who will get married. After a while, I refused to go at their place in weekends. I started to be a little distant, and I told my wife that I want to have some time for us and not involve them in every aspect of my life. Also, she felt she needed to be there for them, and I was like, what the hell? We have our family now, and now she decided to leave me because she felt like I wouldn't let her see her family as much as she wanted to. For God's sake, her mother called her like 7 to 8 times a day. She almost every day must take her brother from school because her mother is busy. She's not, is just lazy. Edith. She had an argument, a very bad one, with her sister. Her sister's child got sick and she's got a few days off of work to stay with her child. And my wife was so mad at her because she didn't ask her to stay with her child. And I was like, what? It's her mother. Also, when her parents have a fight, she must be there and solve things for them. But when I talk about my family, she is mad because she says I am always there for them. Funny thing, she says she cannot be with a man who can't put his family first, who will always be there for his mother and father and other relatives. So let's address the elephant in the room because I know that everyone will be thinking this. This woman obviously has some severe enmeshment with her family, obviously. The other thing that I think is happening in here, which is something that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration, is that when you take big steps into your life, you can be faced with a lot of fears or you can resist the change. You cannot admit it, you cannot even recognize it yourself. But deep inside, it can be happening. So what I mean with this is that getting married is very different from living with your partner. You know, like in the case of this woman, she most likely lost her last name. She is now like the mother of the house instead of being the daughter. And maybe what I'm guessing is that this woman was not ready to stop being the daughter. She cannot let go of her role as a daughter, as a sister, as a part of that family. She was not ready to be the leader in her own family. So basically, this woman was not ready for that big change in her life, and she's latching into her family, trying to do everything she can for those relationships to stay the same, for that situation in her life to stay the same. It's like, yeah, I have married and I am now a wife. I'm a leader of my home, but no. I want to still be that daughter. I want to still be there all the time and try to keep this part of my life. Obviously, when you get married, that doesn't mean that you need to cut off your mom and your dad and your siblings and never talk to them again. Obviously, that's not the case, but you need to create a balance. Your old family can be a priority, but your new partner, the one that you have chosen to create a new relationship with, they need to be your number one priority. You have chosen them to create a family, and they deserve the respect, they deserve the time. And I think that the girl in this story is obviously very immature, and she was not ready to give this big step with him. And so now what she wants is not only for him to let her be for her family all the time as if she's not married, but she wants him to act the same towards her family. But no, not towards him, but as he said here in what he wrote, that whenever he talks to his family, she whines that he is all the time for his family, but he's never for hers, when everything just like revolves around her family. In the comments, this guy basically says that they are getting a divorce, they are splitting up, and honestly, that's for the best. This girl was not ready for that, and he is, so he deserves someone that will give him that balance, that will give him a relationship that feels 50-50. Let's just hope that this woman eventually matures and is able to leave this enmeshment behind, because believe it or not, there is some people that will never be able to get over that.